Welcome back on Local 4 Live. Let's take you live to Midtown here. And one of the country's oldest museums set to reopen. We're talking about the Detroit Children's Museum. It closed to the public in 2011 because of financial issues. It's run by the Detroit Public Schools Community District Foundation, which just secured a pretty big grant from the state to get things reopened. We covered this on Local 4, and you saw a little bit about that. But we want to dive into it a little bit more today and talk about how we got here and the significance of this. We're joined by Kerrie Campbell-Mabins, all four names, yep. President and CEO of the DPSCD Foundation. Great to have you here, by the way.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Well, take us through the history of the museum, first of all. We know it closed to the public in 2011, but it was still active.
It was. So it was established in 1917. Can you believe
17?
It? Yes, 1917.
I did not know that.
All of those generations of kids able to kind of see that museum. And so we're so grateful to bring it back. After its closure, it just worked as a lending library. And so teachers could go and borrow some of the artifacts.
Yeah.
We have over 2.5 million artifacts inside the museum. And so now that it's reopening, it goes from behind the scenes to back what it was supposed to be. A hands-on exhibit for field trips, for students to get out, to see everything that the museum has to offer.
I love it. And I love that it was still accessible in some way.
Absolutely.
What did it take? I guess, what were the hurdles you had to jump to make sure you were able to reopen it so everybody could go again?
So we applied for a competitive grant with the state, the Michigan Department of Economic and Labor Opportunity, that's Michigan LEO, and we were awarded. And so we got over $800,000 to reopen the museum. And so what we're planning to do now is make sure that it can stay open for sustainability. We're going to ask the community for support because this is something that children need. Once we said that we were opening the museum, you wouldn't believe how many emails I got from people remembering the time that they went. And now we're going to create those memories going forward for our current students.
And we have so many philanthropists in Detroit that support so many different things. You'd think the museum would be at the top of the list. We've seen, when we first did the story, we kind of saw some shots of inside, and it's got so many things. But what can people expect? Is there anything new for this opening now that we have in there?
You know what, we have an amazing curator, and so he is going to go out and still find those things that he can add to it. And so when I was just there, he was showing me a whole display of everything that he procured from Egypt. And so, so if you never know, with over 2.5 million artifacts, you don't know what's in there. It's really good if you should just bring your child to see it.
Is there anything families should know? Is it like once it reopens, can you just go? Are there big events planned? Or
they plan to do exhibits. So we'll go ahead and get the word out whenever it is open. But for DPSCD students, they just have to call us and they get on the wait list when it's time for us to reopen. And then we're hopeful that we'll be open to the public by the end of the year.
We were chatting before we came back from this break just about what it's like when you go into a museum, even if you're a kid who, I don't want to say I was anti-academic, but I was the kid that tipped over in his seat a lot. Even if you're me, you go into the museums like this, the kids' museums, the science museums, it really just lights a spark.
It does. It makes you want to learn. It makes you want to know about the history. And when you think about it, museums are the fabric of our community. It allows you to be able to just stay in that moment of time and to think and reflect. And then you'll see how sometimes history even repeats itself. And so you want to go ahead and just have your students or children go and see what it's about. When I go to museums, I stay for hours because I want to take it all in. And that's what I want to create for our students now.
And it's just, speaking from my own kids' experience, when you see that, like you talked about, that spark, that inquisitiveness take hold, and then it's just, it's contagious.
Absolutely.
And it leads to so many other things.
You never know what it'll take a kid to once they go there. And that's the exciting thing.
What didn't I ask you about the museum? Anything people need to know?
Just go to our website, dpscdfoundation.org, to learn more. That's where we'll be posting where the exhibits are. We plan to try to be open for Noel night, so definitely go back to our website and check it out. I hope to see everyone there.
That sounds good. Kerrie, thanks so much for coming in, talking about it.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
It's like a trip down memory lane for so many people. I know that for sure. And good luck. We hope to have you back, find out how it's going and just how other people can help. Anytime you need help.
Absolutely. I know who to call.
Yes. Thank you, Kerrie.